Morning everyone, and welcome to the first webinar from the Digital Ready program for 2014, what Facebook ads can do for your business. We're going to find out all about advertising on Facebook this morning. I'm Jane, I'm going to be your digital coach for this webinar, and I hope you'll find it useful and informative. Just a bit of housekeeping before we get started. I have muted everybody. The reason for that is there's often background noise from different people that will come through on people's microphones, and it does make it quite hard for others to hear. However, if you do have a question, do feel free to ask it as we go in your little question box. Type it in there and I will get a little flag that says someone's asked a question. I will do my best to answer it as we go. If I don't get to you though, I will certainly answer it by email or give you a call later on this afternoon if it's a particular question about your situation. But I will try and get to them all. So feel free to ask as we go through. We are recording today's session. I hope everyone is okay with that. We normally record our webinars and then send them live on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So if you missed something or you're having a little bit of trouble hearing or your connection is a bit slow and you're not keeping up with the slides, don't worry, because we will record this and you'll be able to view it on YouTube and go back and recap anything that you need to know again. Just before we start, can I just check that everyone can hear me okay and that the volume control is all right? Can you please just raise your hands if you can hear me all right? There should be a little hand icon. Yep, okay, some hands going up, that's great. Everyone's hand's gone up nearly. Getting there, just click the little hand picture to make sure that I can hear you. Okay, all right, let's get started. Rightio. So why should we use Facebook to start with? Why use Facebook at all? This is all about advertising on Facebook. So today we're not talking about actually managing a Facebook page so much as actually paid advertising on Facebook. Why be on Facebook at all? Because it's the biggest and most likely to have your target audience on there. More than 1 trillion connections worldwide, that's an awful lot. More than 42 million pages. The average daily photo upload is 350 million, more than 757 million daily active users, and the average time spent per visit is 20 minutes. Right, apart from the huge amount of usage, this last statistic is quite important because people are on it interacting for 20 minutes as opposed to maybe 2 seconds on a web page. So it can be quite effective if you've written your ads and chosen your audience carefully. By the way, if you want a few more stats, this is a great resource, expandedramblings.com. He collects resource on all social media, almost social media platforms, and he's a really interesting guy to follow. So that's the source of our stuff. So as you can see, Facebook is very big. There are a lot of people on it, and they do spend quite a bit of time on it. So it's a good platform for you to be considering when you're thinking about paid advertising. In Australia, as you can see, most people are kind of in the middle age or mid-range of ages, 25 to 34, 18 to 24, 35 to 44, 5 to 54, 55 to 64, and a slight female skew. And this is for Facebook overall. Now remember that your individual page might be a little bit different depending on what your page is about. Might attract more males and females, but in general overall in Australia, a slight skew towards female rather than male. And again, if you want more information on this, Social Bakers is a source of this one. In Australia, there's nearly 12 million users, which is more than half the population. Now, the population includes babies, includes people under 13. You're not allowed to have a Facebook account unless you're over 13. So when you think about that number in Australia, it's really quite a significant number of people. So why should we advertise on Facebook? The reason why we might want to consider advertising on Facebook is one word, targeting. So if we're familiar with marketing, one of the things that as marketers we try to do to get the most out of our budget and our available spend is to make sure our message reaches people who are more likely to buy. And so rather than having a scattergun approach where you're trying to reach absolutely everybody, which can get very expensive and very time consuming, with Facebook you can actually narrow things right down by a number of different criteria and really make sure that depending on the audience that you've chosen to see your ad will display for people who are the most likely to be interested in your product. And Facebook has this down to my knowledge, the best out of all the social media platforms. In some ways, it's quite similar to AdWords advertising, but the thing that Facebook can do that AdWords doesn't do to quite the same extent at the moment is really targeting your audience. And you can choose a very carefully targeted audience that may not be a large number, but the people who see your ad are much more likely to respond to your message than a general kind of scattergun approach. So this is why we could consider advertising on Facebook. It's very easy to target. So whereabouts do Facebook ads appear? Well, we're probably off, this has kind of been around for a while now, in the right-hand column of people's desktop Facebook page. So this is one place that Facebook ads can appear. Another place they appear is in what we call the newsfeed. So this center column here, if you're not familiar with Facebook terminology, this is what I mean when I'm talking about the newsfeed. And ads can appear here so that as people are scrolling through the updates that they're interested in on Facebook as we go, they will come across an ad as well. And obviously, if an ad is here rather than here, people's attention is focused here. So this can often be a more effective spot than over here, where people know it's ads and they might be less likely to see it and click on it. In a mobile device, such as a mobile phone, ads only appear in the newsfeed, which is, again, is very effective. If you open up your Facebook page on your phone and you're scrolling through updates and you see an ad, it's much more likely to be seen. One other place they can appear is what's called logout experience ad. This is optional. This normally is only bought via an approved Facebook ad reseller, which is normally an agency, and it's quite a large purchase if you want to do it. So it's more for what we call premium advertisers. Facebook has a couple of premium products. What happens with this one, the logout experience, is if someone logs out from their Facebook page, they will be shown a video of your ad. Okay, so they're normally high budget, but something to consider if you're in that market and want to take advantage of that as well. But these ones you can load up yourself and track yourself at home. These ones are normally purchased through a reseller or an agency. So the other thing to think about when we are advertising on Facebook is what is our goal with our Facebook ad, because Facebook ads can do many different things depending on what you're trying to achieve. So are we trying to get more fans for our page, for example? Is that the primary thing we want to achieve? Are we trying to distribute our posts or content out there? Are we trying to get more engagement with our page or with our app if we have one? Are we trying to grow check-ins, trying to promote your business or website, brand awareness? This is one of the things to start thinking about. What am I trying to achieve? Because there's many different options. Facebook itself needs a strategy and needs a fair amount of attention. What we want to do is engage our existing fans and get new fans, and we engage them through content that has value for your audience. So things that they are likely to read, like, comment, share, e.g. news, images, videos, campaigns, competitions. But it must have value for your audience in order for them to do something with it. They're time poor, their attention isn't always focused on you. Often people go to Facebook to hang out with family and friends, not necessarily to read advertising messages, although they, do like to engage with brands that have nice engaging content. So the first thing to think about, as well as advertising, is also what content we're posting, which will generate engagement, get people to interact with your content. So get them to like something, comment on it, share it, click on it, participate, do something with it. Don't just let it sit there. And that will also help with engagement, and it will become a bit of a cycle. So starting with engaging content, also using offline touch points, website, your online marketing, ads, fan virality, get more likers, get more fans, engage them, and it goes round and round and round like this. And this is the key to a successful Facebook page, and also somewhat the key to a successful advertising campaign. So how do Facebook ads work? If we're not familiar with this, if you have your Facebook page open, on the left-hand side, there's a little list of options that you can do, and one of them is called Create an Ad. There's a link called Create an Ad, and if you click on that, you will get, first of all, this picture here. Facebook asks you, what kind of results do you want for your ads? So this is where we sit down and think, what do I want to achieve here? Do I want people to engage with a particular post that I've put up? Do I want them to do something with a post? Do I just want to get more people to like my page? Do I just want to increase the number of fans that I've got for my Facebook page? Do I want to drive clicks through to my website from my Facebook page? Is that the next thing I want to do? Have I got a special offer, or do I just need more traffic? Or do I want people to convert, not only driving them to my website, but also getting them to book something or inquire about something? It's what we call a conversion. Alternatively, if you've got an app in market, if you have an app on the iTunes or the Google Play, have I developed an app? Do I want people to download it and install it on their phone? Or if they've done that, do I want them to actually play with it and use it? Events, have I got an event coming up that I want people to respond to? Is that what I'm publicising today? Or the last option on the list is offers. Do I want to put a special offer on my Facebook page that people can claim and redeem online? So there's all these options here with Facebook advertising. It's not just a matter of whacking up an ad. It's what do we want to achieve? Do we want people to engage with a particular post? Do we want more likes for our page? Do we want to drive traffic to our site? Do we want to drive conversions, not just traffic, but people who are likely to actually buy what I have? Do I want people to just install my app, so raising awareness? Do I want people to play with my app once they've installed it? Because often people install and then don't use it. Do I want people to come to my event, my festival, or my tourism event, whatever it is? Or do I want to put up an offer and see how that goes? So these are all the options that Facebook gives you once you click create an ad. And depending on what you click here, it will give you different options as regards to budget, targeting, various other things. So this is the first decision to be made. So we define our goals. We want to advertise a page, advertise an app, advertise an event, advertise an external website, advertise an offer, or other options. That's the first decision to be made. By the way, if you need help around this when you're experimenting on your own with Facebook ads, facebook.com help, this link here is their help, the user guide for Facebook ads. If you're not familiar with how to do ads on Facebook, just have a trawl through this. It's got all sorts of information for getting started, and if you have a particular question, there's the forum as well. But of course, you can always contact the digital coaches as well. We're more than happy to help you by email or over the phone, but you can also have a read of the Facebook user guide when you're getting started on this. So step one, decide what you're actually going to advertise. Step two, obviously create our ad. So the ad should contain your key information. What do you want to tell people? It should contain a strong call to action. What do you want them to do? You need to tell them what to do online. Remarkably successful. It sounds like a really obvious thing to say, but I see so many ads where they don't tell people what to do, and they've wasted all that time and effort. So call to action, tell them what to do. And the image is very important. Clear, because a lot of the time you won't have very much room. If you go back to thinking about that right-hand column on Facebook, you don't have a great deal of room to play with. So a little busy image with lots of very fine detail is not going to stand out as much as one strong image of something. Also make sure, obviously, it's good quality. It isn't blurred or pixelated or whatever. Yeah, and as you can see, the examples that we've got here, this one good, this one not so good. So this one has a nice clear image of a slice of pizza. Great. Immediately you know what this ad is about. This one that's not so good has a blurred image of someone's face, which is all a bit generic and also not very good quality. So think about the image that you're going to put in there to start with. Then 2-for-1 deal on takeout pizza. Very clear message. This is what I'm advertising. Pay me attention. It's very clear. Lots of choice of pizza available at Ray's Pizza. Not so clear, not so compelling. So you don't have a lot of words to play with. Make every one of them count, and just write down everything you have to say, and then just pull out the extra words that you don't need and play with the words a little bit until you think you've got the clearest and the most compelling message here about what you're actually trying to sell. So that's our clear message. And then order here to claim this offer. Very clear. Order here to claim this offer. This is what you need to do. Do it now. Menus for all your needs. Okay, so that's not actually a call to action. All that's doing is saying, I have really good pizzas, but it's not telling someone buy my pizza now. So very important call to action. So the image is strong and good quality. The ad text clearly outlines the offer, and there's a clear call to action. And also, by linking to Ray's Pizza Facebook page, users can see if their friends have liked it. This is what we call social proof. Someone is a friend of David Nguyen on Facebook and they like Ray's Pizza already. So the person looking at this ad thinks, oh, David likes it. Maybe I better have a look at it because, I know David really well and I respect his opinions. I think he's a great guy. And if he likes Ray's Pizza, maybe I better have a look at it too. I mean, I'm being a bit simplistic, but that's kind of the theory behind how this kind of thing works. So there we are. This one, what could be improved? Okay, so the image is not very good quality and it's hard to read. The ad text doesn't give you any particular offers, and there's no call to action. So when you are writing your ad, good image, clear what am I selling, and call to action, what do I want them to do. Play with that as much as you like before you send the ad live, because it's really important that you get it right. Limited space, limited attention span of your users, limited time. They're going to glance at it, make sure you get their attention, and make sure that it's a clear offer, so that if they've only given it, 20% of their attention, which does happen a fair bit online, they'll get it, hopefully. Okay. Then step 3, focusing on your target market and your group. Now, this is what I said earlier. Facebook makes it very easy to narrow down the people that will see your ads to give you the most chance possible that the people seeing your ad on Facebook will actually be likely to respond. So that's what we call target market for this ad, and group. And some of the things that you can narrow down your target market to when you are setting up your ad, and I'll demonstrate this live in a sec, so don't worry if it's all a bit confusing. You can target by location. So for example, you could have people in all of Australia, or you could narrow it down to Queensland, or you could narrow it down to a city or a location. You can target people by where they work, if they're working. You can target people by the level of education, if they've finished high school or they have a degree. You can even target by specific schools or universities. You can target by age or gender, male or female or both. You can target by people who have a birthday coming up soon. You can target people who are in a relationship or who have changed their relationship status. I suppose you've all heard the old chestnut of someone announces their engagement on Facebook and immediately they get served ads for weight loss and, wedding dresses and wedding venues and that sort of stuff, because it's very easy to target that sort of thing on Facebook. You can target by what they like and what they're interested in, if they're friends of fans, if they're fans of yours already or not fans of yours, online behaviour and preferences. There's a whole bunch of things that you can choose to try and get your audience that is going to see this ad as likely as possible to be interested in your product and to click on your ad and buy something, which is what it's about. And the thing about targeting is, as you target, the number of people who will see your ad goes down quite significantly. So we started in this theoretical example with all of Australia, which gave me 11.5 odd million people, nearly 12 million. And then we went down to just Queensland, which immediately brought the number of likely people to see this ad to 2.5 million. Then we targeted that further to Brisbane, which gave me 1.5 million people likely to see this ad. And then we're happy with Brisbane and left it there. And then we went to just women, not women and men, who were engaged on the Sunshine Coast. And we ended up with 720 people. Everyone kind of get that? So with all these variables that we ticked, every time we ticked one, the number of people likely to see the ad reduced quite significantly, until we ended up with only 720 people who are in Australia, in Queensland, in Brisbane, who are engaged, who are women, and who are on the Sunshine Coast. So we've targeted it quite distinctly. This is probably a wedding product of some sort, and we've only got 720 people, but that's not a bad thing, because those 720 people are very, very likely to be interested in our wedding product, as opposed to having perhaps 798,900 people who may or may not be getting married soon. There's not much point in showing your ad to people who are not going to get married or not that interested, because they're not the people that you're after, and you'll be paying for your ad to be shown to people who are not going to be interested in it. So even though we've cut it right down to 720 people, those 720 people are extremely likely to be interested in your product. So therefore, the success rate of your ad is likely to be a lot higher. So this is what we mean by targeting. The other thing that you can do is that Facebook allows you to, it basically recommends as you go through the best option depending on what you're advertising. You can bid only if people click on your page, so you only pay if they click on the ad, sorry. You can bid for impressions, which is that every time the ad is shown you pay, or Facebook immediately for this set of variables that I've chosen, they recommend bid for page likes, and you will pay every time your page shows to people who are likely to like your page. This example is for a page like campaign. For this, Facebook recommends you have a CPM model, which is you're charged every time your ad is shown. You can choose CPC, cost per click, where you only pay if someone clicks on your ad. But for this ad set, ad set that I set up, Facebook doesn't recommend this. So one of the things to consider: define your budget and campaign timing. CPC versus CPM. So CPC, cost per click, you will only pay if someone clicks on the ad, no matter how many times it's shown on someone's page. CPM, you pay every time it's shown. And obviously this looks like the more economical one, and this looks like it will chew up your budget quickly because every time your ad appears, you get charged. But Facebook, recommends what they think will work best for you. It's entirely up to you. And one of the good things to do, obviously, with Facebook is you can measure everything. So you could try one approach, try a cost per click approach, and see what kind of sales you get from it. Then you could try a CPM, pay every time your ad is shown, a cost per mil approach, pay every time your ad is shown, and see what kind of clicks you get from that, and just see which one is working better. So that's a choice that Facebook gives you, but it will recommend first what it thinks will work best for you. You can change it if you want. You set a daily budget, how much you want to spend, and that can be, as low as $5 if you want it to, or you can set it as high as you like. You can set a bid price, and that will be the price that you pay. And you can also set the timing of your campaign. You can either say, run my campaign continuously starting today. So, yep, I want this up really quickly right now. As soon as I hit go, I want it up and showing. Or no, I've got a campaign starting in a week's time, and I don't want my Facebook ads to start until the rest of my campaign is in market. So I'm going to start it on this date at this time, and it's going to finish on this date at this time. So again, you have control of whether you want it to start straight away or whether you want it to run at a specific time. And that, again, is entirely up to you. If you're closed for inquiries at 2 in the morning, you might not want your ad to run at 2 in the morning. But again, entirely up to you, depending on, again, who you're targeting and when they're likely to view it. So define your budget. How much do you want to spend overall? How much have you got to spend overall in the campaign? How much do you want to spend on a daily basis? And when do you want your campaign to start? Are you okay to start it right away, or do you want to set a specific day and time for it to start and stop? These are all the choices that Facebook gives you. And of course, step 5, I go on about this a lot in my webinars and workshops, but I really honestly do believe it's really important. Monitor and optimize. So measure. It's very easy to measure ads. As soon as they're in market, you can go into your Facebook Insights page and have a look at the ads that you have running and how well they're performing, and it will tell you when they've been shown and how many have been shown and how many clicks you've got and all sorts of really useful information. And from that information, you can see who is responding to your ad, the people that you want, and if your ads are running at the right time, you can see, what time of day is best, that sort of thing. And from that information, you can see which ad is performing the best if you're testing several, which you can do easily. Which ad is performing the best? Which is the best time? Have I got the right target group? And you can then change your message, change your image, change your budget, change your ad timing, anything like that, to optimize it so that you get the maximum success you possibly can. So I do go on about this a bit, but do monitor and optimize your Facebook ad after it's been in market, even for 24 hours. Log on, have a look, see how it's performing. If you're testing 5 or 6 ads at once, see which one is best. If one isn't working at all, chuck it and do another one that is similar to one that's working well. You have complete control and complete freedom to turn things off, to change things, to do what you like, and to optimize your campaign to make sure that it's working for you the best it can. Don't be afraid to try things out either. If you're not sure where to start and you're starting, from scratch and you haven't done this before, start with a few ideas and think, I reckon this will work. I reckon this is who I'm after. I reckon this is enough money. Put it up, leave it for a couple of days and have a look. Did it work? Did it not? What did I learn? Okay, take what I learned, put it into my next campaign. Now, from what I've learned, I reckon this. Let's test that. And you can get better and better and better at this because you don't have to spend a lot of money or time, and you can monitor and optimize as you go and learn as you go. And it's really important that you do that. You can only do it in digital. Well, you can do it in offline, but digital has such great tools for measuring, monitoring, optimizing that I would really recommend you do that. Just pause a sec and check we haven't had any questions yet. Nope, nothing come through. Hope it's all still okay. Everyone can still hear me. Great. Okay. The other thing to think about with targeting and personalization is that Facebook does use your details, what you liked, what you clicked on, what it knows about you, what you've put in your status updates, what you've put in your personal profile information, any information it can gather from you on your own Facebook page, or, you know, for the want of a better argument, your fans' Facebook pages, to deliver specific ads to match what it thinks your interests are based on what you do and click on and like and enter as information on Facebook. So it does try as much as possible to present you, when you're on your own Facebook page, with information that is going to be of interest, with ads that is going to be of interest. So this is one of Susan's ads from a consumer perspective, basically. So these are the ads that it thinks she's going to be interested in based on her behaviour and choices on Facebook. So weight loss, yep. Marketing on Facebook, a venue, online dating. You know, how accurate this is, I don't know. I haven't asked her, but it's just an illustration of how much information Facebook collects on your page likers and page fans, and how it uses the details to try and present ads that will be hopefully of interest. Users can also let Facebook know what kind of ads they like and don't like. So if your ad appears and someone's not interested in it, they can actually click on a little cross on the ad and they'll get something like, why did you hide this? We'll try not to show you ads from Saffron Rouge. Why did you hide it? And the user can say it's uninteresting, it's misleading, it's against my views, I don't like it, I don't want it. And so Facebook will stop showing ads from that company or, you know, about that particular subject. So users have quite a high degree of control too about what they are shown on Facebook. It might start with Facebook's kind of best guess is what they're interested in, but users can then click on the ad and say, I don't want to see this, and get fewer and fewer of them. Yeah, all comes down to, as I've been saying, targeting and personalisation. Sponsored stories, 80% of consumers say they're more likely to try new things based on a suggestion by a friend in social media. So if you've put up a post and it's getting a lot of likes, if it's video or a nice photo or a funny comment or whatever, you can use that post as an ad and deliver it to your fans' friends to increase likes and engagements. So I see that my friends like that page, social involvement, more trust that it's worth it to like it as well. It's kind of like a testimonial. So here's an example. When someone interacts with your page by liking it or commenting on a post, a story is created. Priya Nashagupta likes Justice Market status, like this page. So I'm a friend of Priya Natasha Gupta's. She likes Jasper's Market. Maybe I had better like it too. Very simple way of reaching friends of fans. So, and obviously increasing your fan base. Yeah, again, as well as having a straight ad, which we saw in the other slide, this is sponsored stories. So this is an ad combined with a social recommendation from people who are your friends on Facebook. So Jennifer Forster likes Alantica Italian restaurant, maybe I better like it too. Rebecca King likes Startup Business Evaluator, okay, I better have a look at that. All these people like Atlantis My Cooler, gosh, I better have a look at that because they're all my friends and I respect their opinion, etc., etc., etc. So you get the idea. It's an element of what we call social proof. Okay, so let's have a look at a live example. Here's one I prepared earlier. Okay, so I've clicked on that original screen and I've chosen that I want to get more likes to my page, and I've just put up a dummy page for the purposes of today. And so I've clicked, I want to get more page likes, and so that's what I'm going to get today. For this page, I've put up that's just called test page. Okay. So you can choose your test page or just enter a URL. Okay, so the first thing it asks you to is put up an image for your ad. And I've just put up two here from Tourism Events Queensland, just a couple of our stock ones. And it gives you help here in selecting images if you're not sure what to do. And you can use up to 6 different images to create more ads in your campaign at no extra cost. So you can have 6 ads running at once if you want to, which means it's great for kind of experimenting. If you're not quite sure what's going to work or what's a good picture or what's a good message, you can put 6 up at once. Then after a little while, after they've been running, go back to your reports, your ad reports, and see which is performing the best and do more of those, maybe put more budget on and drop the ones that are not. So I've just put up 2 images for now. And you can upload images from your library or browser library, or go and find images from, in this case, Shutterstock, but from a photo library of some sort, and you can also reposition images. Yep, and these little eye information things are very good too if you're not sure what to do. So the next thing is to create your ad, and the first thing to do obviously is a headline, and I've just got here test page, but I might just change this and put something like please Facebook page likes or something, but you could put, please like my Facebook page. And then I can enter some text, please like my fabulous Facebook page. And as you can see on the right hand side here, it's updating what these ads will look like when they appear in Facebook. So obviously you can play around here as much as you like with key messages and see to your own mind what's going to be a good image, what's going to be a good headline, what's going to be a good amount of text, and you can play around with this as long as you like and just see what looks the most compelling to you. Oh yeah, the other thing to think about is it gives you the choice of whether your ad's going to appear in the newsfeed or in both, or you can just choose newsfeed or just choose right column. Remember, newsfeed is the center column where people will be looking at updates. Right column is the right-hand side of the page, so you can decide whether you want both, whether you just want one, and if so, which one. And there's a link to help here for editing ads too. So Facebook does give you a lot of help as you go through, all the way through, because obviously they want you to succeed. Then, so that's our ad. Oh, sorry, no. So yeah, that's our ad, and as I said, you can play with that as much as you like with all the variables on it, the image, the text, and the heading, and come up with a series of ads that you think is going to work well. So once you've done that, this is what I mean about targeting. This is the next step. Choose your audience. Okay, so at the moment, it's wide open. I've got all Australia, so people who live in the whole of Australia, 13 plus, men and women, and that's all I've chosen so far. And you can see over here, my potential reach is very, very high. But obviously, my audience selection is broad and requires a large budget. So my ad targets people who live in Australia who are not already connected to this test page. So I can narrow this down a bit by going Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, for example, and you could put in, wherever you're targeting. And can you see the minute I put in Brisbane, it has reduced how many potential people I'm going to reach, and it's recording my audience profile here. So my ad targets people who live in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, who are not already connected. And then I'm only interested in people who are over 18 because that's my product. I mean, you can put anything you like. And, or maybe I'm going for, let's say I'm going for, say 25 to 34 kind of classic age group, but you can put in here anything you like. So people who are over 25, under 34, and you can see 380,000 people. From the millions of people that we started with when we were wide open, I'm narrowing it down, 380,000 people. There's a huge amount more information that I can put in here if I want to. So let's say obviously all means that everyone will see it. It might be a product that is best for men, in which case you might only be click on men. Might be a product that's best for women. Immediately again, it's gone down to 190,000 people. And there's a heap more things I can put in here. Interested in, let's say, fitness and wellness. So you can choose any of these. And again, it's gone down again. Who are married or in a relationship. Can you see this is changing? Okay, so that's 64,000 people. What else? Let's say you can even put in the name of a workplace here if you want to. Now it does tend to get quite specific, but that's up to you depending on what information you have. You can put in education level. So in high school and college, so I might be after college graduates, and again it's going down. Tell me how many in a sec. probably doesn't have any. I might just, oh yeah, there we go. So 32,000 people. So it's getting less and less and less. So people who live in Brisbane, between 25 and 34, female, who are interested in fitness and wellness, have a college degree, in a relationship or married, not already connected to my page. Remember, I'm going for more page likers. And then, you know, I can add in these as well. And then you can even go to things like, if you're after people who just do console gamers, if you're after people who are event planners or small business owners, perhaps it's a small business, you don't have to put all of these in if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. And really, I would base it on what you already know about the people that are coming to you, or, you know, who you have defined as people that you're trying to reach as likers for your page. And obviously, the more categories, the more things you tick here, the more clearly you define all this audience information, which is going to be recorded here, the more the lower the number of people will be, and obviously the more targeted people that see your ads will be. So before you start your Facebook, just have a bit of a think about who are they, the male, female, where do they live, what are they interested in, what do I know about them, or, you know, what do I think I know about them, and just put this in and play with this a little bit and see, and you know, tick and untick boxes and things until you get to a number that you think is kind of reasonable, and select that. Then once you've defined your audience, so mine is people who live in Brisbane, between 25 and 34, who are female, who like fitness and wellness, have a college degree, are in a relationship or married, and who are not already connected to my page. That's who I want. Then we go to choosing the budget and the timing. So we did our ad, we did our audience, now we do budget and timing. Now, if you're new at Facebook, be careful what you put here. It should default to Australian dollar. And obviously you don't want to be charging something that's not Australian dollars, because it might fluctuate a bit more than you want it to. And count in Australia, and time zone, obviously Sydney is probably best, better than Perth, not sure. But you can't change these once you create your ads. So have a look at these and just check that they're what you want them to be. Now, it has suggested to me a per day budget of $6 a day. Campaign budget is the maximum amount you want to spend. If you choose a daily budget, the amount you enter is the maximum you spend each day. If you choose a lifetime budget, the amount you enter is the maximum you spend during your campaign. So the thing about this is you will never pay more than what you nominate. So what will happen is when you've chewed up all your budget, your ads just won't show anymore. So you won't ever go over this. You say to Facebook, this is the maximum amount I'm prepared to spend, and put it in, and then that's it. Again, this is something to think about. How often do I want my ad to show? How expensive do I think it's going to be? Facebook recommends me $6 a day. Is that within my budget? How many days can I afford to that? So these are all the kind of decisions to make once you're putting in your budget per day. Yeah. Obviously, naming your campaign, that's easy to remember. So this one, Facebook has suggested test page likes Brisbane women 25 to 34. But, you know, put in something that's going to be meaningful to you, or keep it like that. And then schedule, as I said earlier, you can choose run my campaign continuously starting today, or set a start and end date. So I can then say, okay, I've got a campaign starting on the 19th, or say it's a Valentine's Day one or something. Where are we, 14th? So let's say I want my campaign to start on the 10th, and I want it to finish on the 14th at midnight. I want to start in the afternoon when people are starting to look for Valentine's Day stuff, for example. I mean, it's just an example. But you can start the day and the time. You can set the start and end date and the time that you want it to start if it's for a particular campaign, or you can just say run it continuously starting from today, run it right away, get it up there. Okay, so, and then help bidding and pricing. So you can choose to bid for your objective. My objective was to get more likes to my page, clicks or impression. Choice determines how you pay and who sees your ad. For example, if you optimize your bid for page likes, which is what I've done, you'll pay for your ad to be shown to people within your target audience who are more inclined to like your page. You can shift it to only clicks, but Facebook says optimizing for objective usually performs better, switch back. But if you really only want to, you can. You're in control. You can choose that if you want to. It's up to you. Your bid will be optimized to get more page likes. You'll be charged every time someone is shown your ad. You can choose automatic or manual bid pricing. Using automatic will set your bid so it's optimized to help reach your objective. Using manual will let you pay a maximum bid. And what happens if you choose that? Facebook won't optimize and show it to people who are more likely to bid. You're kind of on your own a bit. So you can automatically optimize or manually set your maximum bid to only pay for clicks, and you can set how much you're prepared to pay each click. I know this is probably sounding a bit complicated, and it's just a choice to make. Do I want to go with what Facebook recommends, or do I want a bit more control? If it were me to start with, if you're new at this, I'd probably go with what Facebook recommends to start with and just have a look at how successful it is and all of the things that you can change, and just optimize it over time and learn as you go. Yeah, remembering that this maximum bid for clicks will chew up less budget than this, okay? But again, it's up to you. Okay, so we filled in all our information. We've decided we're going for page likes. These are the images that we're going to use, and obviously you could create 4 more here, 4 more ads. These are 2 ads that I've created. You could create up to 6, and we played with our headline and our information and our call to action, and we've decided where it's going to appear, and we've chosen our audience, and we've chosen how much we're going to spend and when we want it to go live. Then we would hit review order, gives you that, and then you go place order. So it's when you put your credit card in, which is the next step, that is when it will charge you. So you won't get charged yet, but this is just to say, yes, I want to go ahead with this, and I want to put in my credit card details and kind of go from there. You can edit it from here, obviously. So yeah, so this isn't kind of the end of it. You'll get another page where you put in all your credit card details, then hit pay now, and Bob's your uncle. Then it will go live if when you've specified it to. So there is an opportunity to review it here. Check that this is actually what you're after. Either hit that or go edit order, and off you go. Let's go back. So basically that's kind of how it all works. And as you can see, as I said at the beginning, there's a lot of choice about what you're going to put in there, what you're going to say to people, how many ads you're going to have. I would go with 6 because especially if you're new at this, it's good to experiment with a couple of different ideas and just see what's going to work the best. You can decide on your audience information. There's a lot of choice there, a huge amount of choice. And the more you specify here, obviously, the smaller the people are going to get. So make it as specific as possible, because targeting, show your ad to people who are the most likely to be interested in what you have to say. Set your budget, and that depends on how much you have to spend. There's a lot of choice here again. So I can change this. I can go per day or lifetime budget. I can say I want to spend $6 a day, or over the whole campaign I want to spend $200 or something. Okay, question. Just bear with me a sec. Yeah, you can alter the text and the headlines in each one. You just, Kelly's just asked, when creating 6 ads at a time, can you alter the text and headlines on each one? Good question, thanks Kelly. So you can see that depending on which one I focus on, yeah, you can alter them each time. Okay. Okay, some other things that we can do with Facebook advertising, as well as the ad steps that I've just stepped you through, you can also just promote a post. So if you've, basically with Facebook, it claims that only something like 16% of your fans will see your posts at any one time. Which is a bit of a worry. So if you have a particular post that you need to be seen, or you want to give a longer life to, you can do what's called a promoted post. So you pay, promoted for $5, promoted for $5. So you've paid to have this post stay at the top of someone's, you know how posts can kind of disappear in someone's newsfeed depending on what posts are getting the most activity. It might get kind of shunted down the bottom. Well, you can actually pay to have it stay at the top. And you can also get reports on how many people you reached with it all in your insights. So this one's been promoted for $5. 40% of the 608 people who like your page saw this post, which is not bad. 440 unique people saw this post, organic viral buzz. So you get quite a lot of good statistics. Again, if you're not sure about promoted posts, want more information, just go to facebook.com help promote, and or just go to the help, and that can give you information on this too. But if you have a post that you want to give a longer life to, you've got an event coming up or something, or you want more people to see it, you can actually pay to have a promoted post as well. Another thing to think about is what we call Facebook offers. So Montreal Country Cabins, I just saw this last week and grabbed it quickly because I thought it was a good example. So you need a minimum of 100 likes. You can post an offer and that can be redeemed online or in person. People can like and share the offer to increase the reach, and obviously there's terms and conditions. So Montreal Country Cabins has posted an offer. They've gone back to our original, what would you like to do first? They've selected post an offer. They've set up an ad with a beautiful image, and this is their heading: romantic Valentine's weekend package, accommodation, dinner, massages, and more. And they put a call to action: get offer. And if someone clicks that get offer button, they will get an email to the email address that they have for their Facebook login with the details of the Montreal Country Cabins offer, the terms and conditions, and how to redeem it. The other thing that will happen is that this picture, get offer, will change to like, share. So I've seen Montreal Country Cabins, that looks like a nice offer. I've clicked get offer, I get an email to my registered email that I have registered with Facebook, and this also changed to like, share. So I can then like this offer. People can see that I've liked this offer, so obviously it's a really good way of getting more people, all of my friends and fans, to see it. Just be careful with offers that you what happens is people claim the offer, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are booking. So if you get, like this one's got 28 people have claimed this offer, if they only have capacity for 5 people, the people still need to book. So just because they've got 28 people claiming the offer, they won't necessarily get 28 people rocking up, if that makes sense. But what I would do is have a look at your capacity and make sure that, decide what you can afford and what you can manage with the offer that you put up, which might be, 5 people on a Thursday or something, I don't know, and put that in your terms and conditions. There's quite extensive T's and C's for these to say offer is limited to the first blah people, Thursday night only, all the things you'd normally put in a competition terms and conditions. Yeah, so just be a bit wary of that, and don't panic if you get 35,000 people claim this offer, because then in your T's and C's you need to say you've claimed it, but now you need to book and mention this offer. Okay, hope I'm being clear on that. So before you put up an offer, have a look at what you think you can manage in terms of capacity for the offer that's not going to send you bankrupt or whatever, and then put that in your terms and conditions and put very clearly in the T's and C's how people redeem this offer. So just because they've claimed an offer, they haven't necessarily redeemed it, they still have to go and book, they still have to redeem, and that's when you can limit it to the first 5 people or whatever. But offers can be very effective, both in getting a quick booking out there if you've got spare capacity or whatever, but also in getting more reach, because as I said, once you click the get offer button, you can also put a like and share button on there, so people can share that offer with their friends, and obviously you don't have to do anything, they've done it all, so you get more eyeballs, if it were. And the other thing to think about is custom audiences. You can use the Power Editor tool in Facebook, which is a tool where you can manage multiple campaigns, multiple ads, if you're running quite large, extensive Facebook campaigns. But you can also use it to find an offline audience among Facebook users. So if you, for example, are looking for more page likes, you can use information like email addresses, residential addresses, phone numbers, or Facebook IDs to find an audience. And you can basically, if you have a database of, e.g., people that you have permission to email that don't necessarily like you on Facebook, you can actually upload, technically you can upload that email database to Facebook and then go and find them on Facebook and encourage them to like you. So this is called custom audiences, and it is a way to find an audience that may already have a relationship with you, and maybe on Facebook, but just may not be liking you on Facebook, to go and find them and encourage them to like you. So that's something a bit further down the track, perhaps when you're comfortable with Facebook advertising, to think about perhaps using custom audiences using the Power Editor. One other thing to mention, how are we going to type? Yep, good. Is the Pages Manager app on smartphone. So you can actually go to the iTunes store and download the app if you have a lot of pages running or you want to keep up with activity on them. You can use the app to do that on the go, basically. So you can post using the app, new updates and photos, respond to comments as your pages. You can view and reply to private messages. You can get notifications about new activity on your pages, and you can view your latest Pages Insight, which is all the reporting on the activity on your page. So if you are really busy and you want an easy, if you're out and about a lot or you're managing multiple pages and you need to stay on top of things quickly, you can actually go to the Pages Manager app, download it to your smartphone and use that to manage your Facebook page rather than sitting in front of a desktop the whole time. Just mention that for your convenience. So in summary, decide what you're going to advertise for. Do you want more page likes? Do you want attendance at an event? Do you want more website traffic, etc.? Then decide who you want to attract. This is what I would do before I start. So how old are they? Where are they living? Are they existing fan or not? What are they interested in? Any information you can think of that is going to help narrow down your target market. Just scribble that down and have it in your mind before you start. And then obviously decide how much you're prepared to spend daily or overall. So what are we going to spend for this campaign? Then look for clear, attractive images that are going to stand out on the page, and write your call to action. What do you want people to do once they've seen your ad? Write a couple of very clear calls to action, redeem online, like our page to blah, whatever it's going to be. Then create your ad and experiment with different ones, track, measure, and improve. So that's basically a summary of Facebook advertising. And the more you do this, the more you just dip your toe in the water and give it a go with a small budget spend. No need to spend thousands of dollars. Just start and get some experience, get some insights, put something out there, measure it, see how it went. The more you track, measure, and improve, the better at this you will get. And it's low risk because you don't have to spend a huge amount of money and you can track how everything went. Okay, so that kind of concludes all the Facebook information I had for you today. More than happy to take questions. I just have a couple more kind of housekeeping type slides to take you through before we finish. We always have a standard slide on copyright. It's a very big issue and getting bigger on the internet. But basically, and we do actually have a webinar on it that runs from time to time from our friends at Pod Legal. But copyright, basically, we're talking about images, we're talking about other people's material that is online. You need permission to use it if you don't own it. So either use photos, images, videos, whatever that you own, have taken yourself, or make sure you have written permission from the owner to use it. Otherwise, I wouldn't use it. It's very tempting to go to Google, click on image, search for an image, right-click, save, and whack it up on your Facebook page. We really wouldn't recommend that, even though they're great images, because it's getting more and more enforced in terms of copyright law, and people can find themselves up for quite hefty bills for unauthorised use of an image. Even if you don't know this, as the law always says, ignorance of the law is no defence. So it doesn't matter if you weren't aware of copyright laws, you still can get fined or sued. One of the options is, if you don't own it, if you don't have a good image bank, you can go to iStock, Shutterstock, Getty Images. These are all licensed photo sites where you pay a subscription fee for a number of images to be downloaded. They're not that expensive. They have different kind of pricing plans, and you can be sure if you're using one of theirs that you actually have permission to use it. A little bit more on Facebook resources if you need it. Facebook page guidelines, including promotions. This is just a kind of a getting started in the Facebook help. Ads, getting started guide. There's a user guides for using the Ad Create tool, and there's general information on Facebook for Business. So Facebook does have a lot of information out there to help you if you're not sure where to start or you've run into a particular problem. So start there, but also, of course, do feel free to get in touch with your friendly digital coaches. There we are. Mirko, Susan, or me. That's our phone number, our email, and that's where you can find us online. Do feel free to send us a note or give us a call anytime if you've got a specific problem that you'd like help with. We also have additional resources to help you. Tourism eKit, tutorial 43 is the most relevant one. The Big Marketing Guide, the TQ Resource Centre, and the Better Business Guide. And don't forget, our webinars are on every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Coming up, writing for social media, common traps with web, that's next week, and I'll be delivering that one. Common traps with websites, There's one that will be me as well. That's the following week. Using YouTube to promote your business, measuring and tracking your online success, working with a web developer, how to deliver great customer service. These are all weekly at 11 a.m. And if you're interested in registering for any more, here is the link, tourismeventsqueensland.com/digitalready. Thanks everyone for attending today. I really hope it's been useful for you. And yep, no, I don't think we have any questions. If you do have questions, do feel free, please, to send them through now. I'll stay on the line for a little bit longer. Otherwise, thanks everyone, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Hi, we just had a question about the link for registering for the webinars. If you just go to te.queensland.com/digitalready, or you can just Google us, Digital Ready Queensland. There is a really big link on that homepage. In fact, I can probably show you all about the webinars. Yeah, webinar series. So you can just click on that one and you can register here for any, and these are all the webinars that we've got coming up. But obviously we will be emailing out through our specialists as well, and our regular newsletter program will also be promoting these different webinars as well through our normal program. No worries, Lizzie. You're welcome.